walking alone in the dark. As he stands in the shadows, an unseen figure emerges from the absolute blackness behind him. The silent attacker raises a heavy metal shovel high into the air and brings it down with sickening force, crushing Logan's skull. Moments later, the horrific sound of sobbing pierces the night. The group rushes out into the yard to find Erica on her knees, crying hysterically next to Logan's bludgeoned, lifeless body. The teenagers shatter into complete, unhinged panic. Logan is dead. They have no witnesses, no clues, and no idea what to do. Desperate for a scapegoat, their minds immediately jump to the only logical conclusion. Two strangers must be the killers. Drew and Simon frantically grab Logan's heavy, bleeding body and drag it into the garage to hide it. The gruesome task pushes Adam over the edge. His mind, completely scrambled by the heavy cocktail of drugs he took earlier, plunges into a violent psychosis. He finds a loaded gun and marches into the garage, breathing heavily, his eyes wild with drug-induced fury. Adam declares he is going to execute Brian and Allison to avenge Logan. Drew steps in front of the gun, desperately trying to de-escalate the situation. He begs Adam to put the weapon down, promising that they will just walk to the nearest convenience store and call the police. But Erica coldly points out that there are no phones, and the nearest store has been closed for hours. Adam raises the gun, his finger trembling on the trigger. But he is a coward at heart. The sheer weight of taking a life paralyzes him. He lowers the weapon. Witnessing this total descent into madness, Nani's mind completely breaks. She runs out of the garage, sprinting blindly into the dark woods to get as far away from this nightmare as possible. Drew immediately chases after her, tackling her to the ground and holding her tight, promising her that they will survive this. But their fragile comfort is shattered by the deafening roar of a gunshot coming from the garage. Drew and Nani sprint back to the garage to find absolute carnage. Brian is lying on the cold floor, bleeding profusely from a fatal gunshot wound. Adam stands over him, the smoking gun in his hands. Allison has been brutally tied up and restrained in the corner. Desperately trying to undo Adam's horrific mistake, the group scrambles to fix the broken car to rush Brian to a hospital. But the damage is too severe. Within minutes, Brian bleeds to death on the garage floor. Allison, utterly broken, looks at Nani. She decides to confess everything. She admits that she and Brian came here to rob Mondo's massive drug stash. But Mondo caught them and attacked them with a knife. In self-defense, Brian killed Mondo. Allison begs Nani to take her to a hospital. Nani, trying to piece the puzzle together, asks Allison a crucial question. Why did you disable our cars? Allison looks at her with genuine confusion. We didn't touch your cars. Sickening realization washes over Nani. The strangers didn't disable the vehicles. The strangers didn't step outside to kill Logan. The sabotaged cars and the shovel attack were an inside job. The killer is one of her own friends. Nani rushes to tell Drew that the strangers are innocent. They go to interrogate Brian, only to remember he is already dead. The house descends into chaotic purgatory. Erica acts deeply traumatized, faking a mental breakdown while Adam chugs beer. Entirely lost to the drugs, Nani's sharp mind begins to focus on Simon. She pulls Erica outside, whispering her theory that Simon must be the killer. Erica acts shocked, playing her role perfectly. Nani points out that Simon just stood by and let Brian die. Unknown to them, Simon is standing by an open window upstairs, silently listening to Nani accuse him of murder. Rage boils in his chest, but he walks downstairs pretending he heard nothing. Inside, Adam drunkenly mentions a boat. Drew realizes there might be a marine radio inside the boat in the garage to call for help. Simon immediately heads to the garage, followed closely by Erica. When they enter the dark garage, Allison is missing from her restraints. Suddenly, she lunges from the shadows, violently attacking Erica. Simon freezes in terror. Trying to save himself, Simon lies, telling Allison that Brian is at the hospital and the car is in preparing situation. But Allison doesn't believe him. Erica is seeing an opportunity to manipulate the chaos, points at Simon. She tells Allison that Simon was right next to Brian when he died and let it happen. The deception works. Allison's grief turns to blinding rage. She tries to kill Simon, but Drew suddenly bursts in with a gun, outnumbered. Allison throws a metal pipe at Erica and flees into the pitch-black forest. With the immediate threat gone, Drew climbs into the boat to search for the radio. Back inside the house, Nani relentlessly berates Adam for pulling the trigger. Meanwhile, in the dimly lit garage, Erica begins her final act. She whispers poisonous lies to Simon, convincing him that Drew is the real threat and that Simon needs to shoot Drew first. Manipulated, Simon slowly raises a gun at Drew's back. But Erica was never on Simon's side. As Simon prepares to kill Drew, Erica picks up a heavy, jagged metal boat propeller. With a sickening crunch, she brings it down squarely on Simon's skull, killing him instantly. Drew turns around just in time to see Simon fall. Seeing Erica standing over him, Drew foolishly believes she just saved his life. Back in the house, Noni's detective work reaches its peak. She finds the stolen keys. She remembers how close Erica and Simon were acting, and Erica's bizarre, manipulative comments. She remembers Allison swearing the strangers didn't sabotage the cars. The horrifying truth clicks into place. Erica is the puppet master. Erica is the killer. Nani rushes to tell Drew the terrifying truth. Moments later, Erica walks into Drew's bedroom. She asks where Nani is, and Drew lies, saying Nani is sick. Drew states firmly that when the police arrive, he is going to tell them the absolute truth. Erica's mask finally slips. Realizing Drew will not help her cover up the murders, she pulls out a gun and shoots Drew point blank in the head. Outside the bedroom window, Nani watches her boyfriend get murdered. A gasp of pure horror escapes her lips. Erica's head snaps toward the window. The hunt is on. Erica storms downstairs to find Nani, but runs into Adam instead. Without hesitation, she shoots Adam in the chest. Stepping over his bleeding body as she marches outside, Nani sprints the damp, dark woods, desperately trying to escape. But Erica tackles Nani to the forest floor, raising the gun to execute her. Suddenly, a heavily wounded Adam crashes through the brush, throwing himself at Erica to save Nani. In the chaotic struggle, Erica's gun is knocked away into the dirt. Enraged, Erica wraps her bare hands around Adam's throat, violently strangling him. This gives Nani the precious seconds she needs. Crawling through the mud, she grabs the dropped gun, aims it at the monster who slaughtered her friends, and pulls the trigger. Erica falls dead into the dirt. The nightmare is finally over. A traumatized Nani helps a severely wounded Adam to his feet. Together, they slowly limp down the empty highway, leaving the house of horrors behind them as the screen fades to black dot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the recaps, pause, like, and subscribe. See you in next recap.